So recently, with the start of India Maldives controversy, there is a relational crisis between India and Maldives. And what we are seeing that Maldives is going towards pro-China. And we have various examples. Like first of all, we have given you the example. Like they visited to China, the president of the Maldives visited to China, and from there they requested the Chinese authority to invest more, to participate in the development of Maldives, to send more tourists. So whatever the statements coming from the president of Maldives, it's reflecting that they are favoring pro-China in Maldives and trying to remove India's presence in Maldives. And apart from that, we have various examples like the India Out campaign and the like removal of Indian armies from the Maldives. So we have these incidents at all. But we need to understand that due to this India Maldives controversy, there is also a rising of wolf warrior avatar or wolf warrior diplomacy. So, what is this wolf warrior diplomacy? We will be discussing, and that is very important term. And it was in recent times, like when the COVID-19 situation was there. Okay, so China was using the aggressive policy to counter the criticism against the responsibility. So now this wolf warrior diplomacy is again in news. So we will be discussing in detail. Okay. So first of all, you know that the India Maldives controversy arised, and because of that, the social media is flooded with this type of controversial news, and all of that is leading to degradation of the relation as well. So, with the recent incidents and the examples, we are seeing that the Maldives is moving closer to China. And what's the recent step like during the visit to China by President of Maldives? There was upgradation of bilateral ties to comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership. That means more improvement, more engagement with China is going to occur in the coming times. And apart from that, look at the Chinese statement that President of China Xi Jinping told, like China respects and supports the Maldives in exploring a developmental path suited to its national condition. So indirectly they are saying that now Maldives should avoid taking more influence from India. Okay, that means Maldives should work independently in terms of their development. Okay, so it indirectly reflects that China wants the Maldives to emerge out of India's shadow. So that is one thing. And now the increased Chinese presence in the Maldivian water and the recent deadline given by Maldives that from or by 15 March 2024, India needs to withdraw their troops from Maldives. So, this is highlighting that the relational crisis is becoming much more deeper. So, whether we should have a different approach or whether we should do tit for tat. The discussion of this article is on that topic itself. Okay, so first of all, you need to understand that in terms of international relation, specifically when we talk about the neighborhood relations, so cooperation and collaboration is necessary because it ensures security, it ensures the progressive nature of the neighbors. So that's why Maldives needs India and also India needs Maldives. Why? Because if the relation will become worse, China will be utilizing the relational crisis between India and Maldives. Okay, and also we have other good relations in the past, like in the previous presidential government, there was good relation. Like we were key maritime neighbors in the Indian Ocean region, providing security, providing the like other trade and economic relations with the Maldives. Okay, so on the one side, India desires to be a norm builder in the new world order. In simple terms, you need to understand that India on the one side wants to become a world leader, but on the another side, they are not able to sort out the relational crisis even with the smaller neighboring country. So that is the main focus. So what does this highlight? That there is a large gap between rhetoric and reality, जिसको हम कहते हैं कथनी और करनी. Like we have the examples. India's position on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. So there was no bold position here. And apart from that, in the recent Israel Hamas conflict, there is also no bold position, like lack of willingness to take clear position. Okay, so here India has to make the hard choice, and if not, so there will be no gaining of the international influence of the country. Okay, maybe domestic support will increase, but this will not add the international countries in our favor. Okay, so that is the main point. And apart from that, like when the prime minister came into power, so in 2014 we have stressed on neighborhood first policy, and we did many of the actions for promoting the neighborhood good relation. And apart from that, when we talk about the recent summit of G20 which was held in India, which talked about one earth, one family. Okay, so they also have the inspiration of global collaboration and cooperation. But what here in this controversy is indicating that when it comes to handling a small neighbor such as Maldives, so India and the social media is taking a wolf warrior avatar. Okay, so when we talk about wolf warrior avatar, it simply means that we are not trying to sort out the problem, but because of the social media influence and all of that, what is happening, we are becoming aggressive, we are becoming reactionary. So if we will be too reactionary in dealing with the international relation, so there can be the damage to India as well, and the damage can be bigger because China always waits for these type of incident to occur to get the benefit, to get the incorporation into our neighboring country, like we have seen with various examples in the recent past. Okay, so here you need to understand about war warrior diplomacy. Although this diplomacy or this concept was more famous during the COVID-19, when China was utilizing this diplomacy. So what this diplomacy says that you, if any country criticizes you, let's say if a country A is there and country B is there and country B is China. So if any country A is criticizing China, so with the wolf warrior diplomacy, what China will be doing, like China will be applying the assertive mechanism, okay, to counter the criticism. Like let's say an international meeting is going on, so maybe the Chinese diplomat or the Chinese authority can withdraw from that meeting, cannot participate into that meeting, and can have a rough and tough statement against the country, against the diplomats, okay, not talking with the leaders. So this represents the war warrior diplomacy. Okay, and China during COVID-19 definitely applied this diplomacy, and recently they have become far more student and assertive as we are seeing. So that is the one thing. Hope you understood the controversy. So what is the conclusion in this article? That we need to balance the relation with Maldives, and for that proper mechanism solution needs to be devised. We should not become too aggressive. Maybe it can affect, it can damage the relation further. So whatever the chances of reforms are there, we should try to reform, we should try to correct it, and then the resolution should occur. Okay, so we need to have a balancing approach rather than aggressive approach as the article is suggesting. So hope friends you understood this article. Now you have the prelims session. So the question is being reflected in front of your screen. Just pause the video and try to solve it and give the answer in the chat box. Okay, we are happy to hear from you the answer, and if there is any doubt, please try to ask in the comment section. We will be replying that. So thank you friends, thank you very much for the participation in the discussion. Have a nice day.